Yo, what's going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys the very first step to the Easter egg here on Liberty Falls, and I'm also show you the exact walkthrough on how it is that you guys can build yourselves this jet gun. Now, this gun is pretty insane, has unlimited ammo, although it does have to recharge, and it is required if you want to actually go and build all the other weapons and do the Easter egg. So very quickly, I'm going to walk you guys through all of the steps that are required to get this jet gun. Now, we'll be making a ton more videos on other things, but I just wanted to start out with this one, show you guys how to get this jet gun, and that way we can get on to the other steps. Now, there's no particular order you have to do this in, and you can do it at any point in time. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the very first steps. Now, it will require 3 parts and as a special item as well. You will need to access a secret room, which I will show you how to open here in this video. Now, from the spawn, you'll want to head to the right. We're going to go and get the very first part. Now, like I said, there is no first or second part. You can do it in any order. This is just the part that I went for first, and it's going to be located next to the church. Now, next to the church, there is sort of that cemetery area, and there is the lightning cloud up there as well. What you will want to do is sort of hang out in this area, and you're going to wait for a special zombie to spawn in. Now, you're going to be on the lookout for an enemy called the groundskeeper, and you will notice that he has a name above his head. He will be called the groundskeeper, and he will also be wearing a flannel and a farming outfit. So you will be able to spot him out from the other zombies, but it is a bit rare. I notice he only spawns in once a round, and you'll only have about 25 seconds to take him out, and then he'll disappear until the next round. So you want to hang out here and really sort of be on the lookout. Now, the first time I actually completely missed him, but this is the exact area you want to be in. In between these two staircases here, right below this lightning cloud, this is where you'll find him. So be on the lookout here and stick around and wait around until eventually the gatekeeper shows up, or the groundskeeper. So the first time he spawned in, I completely missed him. A few rounds went by, and finally he spawned back in. You see him here in that red flannel, and as soon as he drops, you're going to notice he drops a key. Once this key drops, you're going to want to go and bring it over to a shed, which is right next to the cemetery. You're going to bring it back over here, and what it's going to do is you're going to open up this secret door. It will not prompt you to do it. Just simply hold square, pop it open, and you will get the handbrake. This is going to be the first part that you will need to build this weapon. Now, from here, you should be done with that, and we're going to go after the next 2 parts. Now, it is a little weird, or not weird, but just different from the other zombies games. These parts can actually be upgraded, and they'll randomly transform into other parts. So you'll notice that I had those groundskeeper keys, but they got switched out for the handbrake now. Now for this next part, it can get a bit tricky and you will have to wait around a little while. You're going to need to try and find yourself one of the manglers. Now there are probably other ways to get this done, but you're going to need basically sort of a major explosive weapon. If you have one of the mutant stims, there is an item called a mutant stim. It'll actually turn you into a mangler for a short period of time. That would be one way to actually speed this up. Now if you do not have one of those or you don't manage to find one dropped, just wait around until eventually one of the normal manglers comes out and you want to take down that mangler. Now, this isn't going to be guaranteed drop, but sometimes the mangler will drop his weapon. I think if you shoot his arm, he'll have a higher chance of dropping after you shoot his arm off. But either way, you'll see here, I'm going to take out a mangler and get his weapon. Now, the reason why we're going to get this mangler's weapon is because we need it to unlock the secret room. And within the secret room, we're going to find the next part, which is required to build the jet gun. So very quickly here, you're going to notice I finally find myself a mangler. I actually had to go past 5 or 6 rounds until this finally spawned in. But here's the mangler. Took him out pretty quickly and then eventually got the mangler's weapon to drop. So as soon as they drop, you want to check out the loot on them. And you see, luckily, I was able to get the mangler cannon. Now, like I said, you can get the mutant stim. It's probably a lot better, a lot easier just to use the mutant stim. Now, after that, come over here. This is right next to the spawn. You're going to notice this gate here. If you charge up the mangler cannon, you can blast open this gate to access the secret room. Now, inside this secret room, you will find the next part to the jet gun. However, it is really, really strange how it pops up. I looked around for 2 or 3 minutes and actually could not find it until eventually I stumbled across some dirt that was on the floor and it kind of pushed over and then the item appeared. So it may be possible that it's guaranteed to spawn in this room, but I don't know if it spawns in the exact same spot every time in the room. These little piles of dirt that you have to move around may scatter around randomly, but I'll let the clip play out. I don't want to cut it and make it more confusing than it already is. So you'll see here I take out some of these enemies and then eventually I go back in, stumble across some dirt, and the dirt kind of moves over right here on the floor, and I'm able to pick up these electrical wires. So we'll just hang out here for a sec, and this is the exact spot it was in. I don't know if you have to like look at it in order for it to get pushed over, or maybe you have to walk over it. It was very strange, but this is how I was able to get the second part, and it is guaranteed to spawn in this room. Now, I only came in here once. This was my first time building the jet gun because the Easter egg just launched. So I wasn't able to reconfirm that this pile of dirt was in the exact same spot every single time. So it's possible that it moves around this room a little bit. I can't confirm it 100%. But after looking at all of these different shelves, we did not find it. And finally, it was right here in this pile of dirt. As you can see, it kind of like springs open once you step on it, and then you get the electrical wires. Now from there, we're going to go and get the third part. Now, like I said, you could probably get this first if you wanted to, but we're going to head over to the bowling alley. So right off the spawn to the left, you're going to notice the bowling alley is over here. You actually have to come into the bowling alley. There's going to be this panel here, and you can shoot the cover off of it. From there, it will say that you need a water valve, and I will show you exactly where you can find that. So in order to get the water valve, it is actually kind of strange where only because you are not prompted to pick it up and it will just appear in your inventory. But either way, you're going to come back through the bank vault to where we just sort of were at by the shed, and you can get the water valve over here. There's actually a flower shop over here on the far right, this purple building. Now, I didn't do anything to pick it up. I just kind of walked in this area and you just see it sort of pop up in my inventory. So there's not anything you have to do special like holding square or go and actually physically picking up the item. You just simply have to walk through these flower pots or through this area here and you will see it pop up. Now it looks sort of like a sprinkler whenever you see it pop. I have not picked it up yet. Just wait a few seconds. You'll see me run past there and pick up the water valve. Once you do get the water valve, you have to go and transform the water valve into a new item, sort of the same way we did with the keys. So I'll show you how to do that once we pick this up. So unfortunately, I did this really late in the game. It probably would have been better to try to do it early, but I was playing with randoms and did not have my mic or anything. So as you can see right here, ended up picking up that water valve. Once you have this, simply go back to the bowling alley. And this part can be a bit tough, especially if you do it late in the game. It's probably better just to do it as early as you can. Now, what you have to do is you have to hold this water valve in place for about 45 seconds. You'll notice that gauge pops up on the left side and it does show you your meter as to how high it has to go up before you can stop. Now you can take breaks, but if you step away for too long, it will start to reset. And so it's better just to try to get it done all at once. So it definitely can be tough when doing it with randoms or at these higher rounds, but I was able to get it done in between the rounds a little bit, and it wasn't really too tough after I started continuously marking the area, so the random people I was with knew what I was doing. After this, you should have all three of the parts together. You're gonna transform this water valve into like a pump or something. It's gonna change to a different part. And once it changes, it's going to drop on the floor. You want to make sure to pick that up. I had to do it sort of in a hurry, so I wasn't able to get a really good look at the exact name of the part. But after the twisting that up, you can come here. You'll notice you can pick up that gold piece. And now we have all three of the parts to the jet gun. From this point now, you can actually go and build the jet gun. You'll get it for completely free. And I'll show you exactly where the crafting bench is. There's a special crafting bench you have to go to. And it is located right off the spawn back at the motel. So very quickly, we'll head back over there and I'll show you the crafting bench you have to use. Hopefully this video does help you guys out. It's actually quite a lot of fun to get the jet gun, and now you can go and start hunting for the next steps in the Easter egg. So hopefully it helps you out, you enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.